What is up, everybody? Blizztier, your designer here. I know it's been a little bit because it's been really quiet, but um, today, WoW released the WoW Housing It's Only Neighborly article, and I wanted to read it with you guys. I actually just noticed it. I don't know how long it's been out, but we are going to go over this and we're going to talk about it today because I'm really excited. So this is going to be kind of a first what do you call it? A first reaction, basically. This is all new to me. Okay, welcome home, adventurers, or in this case, welcome to the neighborhood, adventurers. So far in our series of articles, we've shared information on our philosophy, decorating, and rewards for housing in World of Warcraft. But it's time to bring you into the neighborhood. Briefly mentioned in our first plot on housing, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what neighborhoods are and how they work. Before we dive into things, our usual disclaimers apply. Neighborhoods are a work in progress. So basically everything is up to change. There's a chance that things will be different, and that's okay. This land is your land. So there's different neighborhood zones. Oh, we have names now. That's awesome. Founders Point for the Alliance and Razorwind Shores for the Horde. Each neighborhood is made up of roughly 50 plots of the same size, all of which contain a house. We want players with different preferences for locations to find a plot that's perfect for them. Okay, so you can be far away or you can be close to others. Varieties of biomes in each zone. That's exciting. Spooky forests and autumnal farmlands. I hope I said that right. To the lush oasis and windset bluffs in Razorwind Shores. So we kind of knew that, kind of guessed that from the different zones they talked about being inspiration being taken from. And like remember when I had that video where I talked about where I was pretty sure they were going to be right between, like for the Alliance, it was the Duskwood, Westfall, and Elwyn Forest, right? So Duskwood, obviously spooky forest. Westfall is very autumnal. I don't know how to say that word exactly, but like, yeah. Anyway, so that's good to know. It makes sense. An important consideration for us, and one of the reasons these zones are so big, is we want to give players ample space. Partly because having a yard that you can decorate really what lets people express themselves, but also because we want to make sure there's enough room between plots that players don't run afoul of each other's yards. You won't have to worry about your neighbor's old growth tree jutting through your delicately constructed hedge maze. That's good. So I'm assuming what that means is the space that we'll have, because we'll have a plot, right? So we'll have like an outline, and we can only build up to a certain point. That means that there's probably going to be like dead space or free space kind of in between each of the plots so that it doesn't go up right against the other person's property, which makes a lot of sense, and that's cool. I'm sure there'll be, paths and maybe even just like little sections in between that kind of cut them off. So that makes sense. Oh, here we got some more pictures. So we've seen kind of this similar style in some of the footage they had. But here we got some the spooky forest. That's cool, actually. I didn't think I would like that as much, but that's pretty cool. And here we go. So there are waterfalls. I remember seeing pictures of like waterfalls and things, and looking at the thing when we were talking about it, I wondered if they were going to kind of raise up certain areas and kind of add like cliffs and rocks there. And it looks like they did. Maybe this is kind of closer to the coast near Westfall, because there's a lot of cliffs over there. And this is a very nice upgrade to what those cliffs look like. So that's awesome. The HOA, Housing Organizations in Azeroth. It's not just a question of where you choose to live, but who you choose to live near. That's important. And don't worry, there aren't actually any HOAs here unless players choose to implement them. That's good. That's funny. Okay. So there's public neighborhoods and private neighborhoods, which we heard about before. Let's see if there's anything new here. As they fill up, new instances are created. As players looking for a house shouldn't see a message about all the neighborhoods being full. That's good. Public neighborhoods are run by the game as well, including naming it. Semi-procedurally generated name. That makes sense. Organizing endeavors and keeping the neighborhood running however is needed. We're going to read about the endeavors for sure. I saw a little bit about this, but I don't know exactly what it is yet. Private neighborhood. Created and owned by players either by guilds as guild neighborhoods or by arbitrary groups of players as charter neighborhoods. So looks like you can do either one. I know for me, probably both Horde and Alliance is going to be at least like charter neighborhoods. Potentially guild. I don't know how that's going to work if some characters aren't in the same guild. I know most people probably have all their characters in the same guild, but some of my characters are not. So I'm guessing, obviously it'd still be in the same house. So, but maybe it's just run by the guild or something. We'll see. To create and maintain a private neighborhood, there's a minimum number of players, not characters, who must be in the guild or charter as well, as eventually a minimum number of players who must live in the neighborhood. This is due to technical concerns around server and database performance. as they're significantly more complicated than a simple instance. So these neighborhoods can be named by their owners, and the names do not have to be unique, though they do have delimiters to differentiate them from one another. Players who can control who can live in them. This is via the guild roster. If a guild removes someone, the player will also be removed from the neighborhood. So it sounds like maybe we will be in a charter. There's a permission system to control the settings, membership, managing endeavors is the responsibility of the owner and managers. There's one big difference, however, between guild and charter neighborhoods. Guild neighborhoods will have homes available for everyone in a guild through additional attached instances, regardless of the guild size, while charters are limited to the maximum number of plots in a neighborhood. Gotcha. So you can only have 50 players in a charter neighborhood, whereas a guild neighborhood could be bigger if you have, say, a couple hundred people in the neighborhood. That's cool. That makes sense, I guess. These are new pictures, too. We haven't seen really anything of the Horde neighborhood, so that's cool. This is very Ashara. Is it Ashara? Yeah, the Ashara area. Very, north of them. This looks like a little bit more Duratar, but very upgraded. And that's kind of fun. I like the colors that they have with the, what are these? Cactuses. So that's cool. I like that. Looks good. And then this kind of feels more like down by the beach, coastal kind of area. Almost feels like if they updated Echo Isles, I feel like that's what it would be similar to that, Don't you be my neighbor? 2 questions that got a number of times that we want to quickly answer. What if I don't like my neighbors? So you can just get up and move. You can choose to relinquish a house at any time, at which point your house state will be saved, ready to be unpacked when you purchase your new house elsewhere. When you move out, there's a regret timer started. So if you change your mind before purchasing a new house, you can move it right back in. Once you buy a new place or the timer elapses, your old house will go back up for sale. Another player can buy it. It's worth calling out that if you're evicted from a private neighborhood, your house is also packed up too. Okay. Interesting. So you do have to buy a plot. And it seems like from what we heard before that, you keep everything and your house stays the same. So if you decorated it and you move plots, when you go inside your house in the new plot, it's going to be decorated the same way, from what I understand. But it's interesting that it says buy plots. I wonder if it's going to be in-game gold or currency. I kind of hope not, but I guess we'll see. Can people just walk into my yard house? It depends. We want your house to be your space and for you to feel safe, but to recognize that some people are more social. Both your plot and your house have independent permissions that can be set to allow or deny friends, guildmates, neighbors, or anyone. This lets you, for example, allow anyone on your plot, but only friends and guildmates inside. That's cool. That's nice. And you can change it anytime. Frequently checked. So if you do change them, it will remove anyone those permissions who are no longer valid. That's cool. That's good. Before we get on to endeavors, I'm excited to read about that because that's something we haven't heard about yet, right? But that's cool. I like this. I like that we can change it pretty easily. That's exactly what I was hoping it was. I like the idea that you can let someone in your yard and not them in your house. So you could, people were talking about setting up puzzles and games and things in your house. You could do the same thing in your yard too. Have some kind of giant tower that somebody has to climb up, but they can only do it through certain jumps and things. That could be kind of a fun thing to build in your yard and have people come in and let anyone come and try it out or whatever. Okay, endeavors. Endeavors are a neighborhood-wide activity open to anyone who lives in the neighborhood. Endeavors occur approximately once a month. When a new endeavor becomes available, the neighborhood is provided with the opportunity to learn from various cultures and factions of Azeroth by completing different tasks. That's really cool. That's really interesting. So we get to choose what endeavors? Get to choose from a selection of endeavors, and the game is responsible for choosing the endeavors. So is it going to be a couple options, 3 to 5 options each month, and then you get to pick one and go for it that month? That's kind of cool. It's collectively completed by the neighborhood. More NPCs from the area show up, making various themed decorations available to the neighborhood inhabitants, or even visiting players from other neighborhoods. Visually to decorate it in that faction's fashion. That's cool. So a 15-player neighborhood will have to complete more tasks. Okay, it scales. Okay, that's good. Because, is there a way? No, I can't click on these thing. Unless I do this. Here we go. So this is the normal neighborhood. This is really cool. These cliffs over here, is that Stormwind somewhere over there? Or maybe even over there? This is cool though. I like that we get to see a little bit more. Here, let's open this one too. So this is, oh wow, yeah. It's there's a portal. Is that that's the one Emerald Dream portal? That's cool. So you get so is that temporary then? The tasks run the gamut of gameplay, from crafting to gathering to questing to completing dungeons or raids. Oh, dang. I wonder if it's going to be like older dungeons and raids. We want there to always be a way for any given player to contribute to the endeavor, regardless of how they choose. Okay, so it's going to be like all of those things, and you get to choose what you want. That's good. I like that. Successfully completing tasks not only yields rewards expected from that sort of task gameplay, but also grants a new type of endeavor currency, which is shared across all endeavors, as well as neighborhood favor. So is this the endeavor? This is house level. It's used to level up your house and earn rewards, while the endeavor currency is used to buy decorations from the visiting NPCs, which I'm assuming they'll have that factions in the things. So like for Valshara, they'll have some. It'd be cool if you could get like a little mini agent that could like was like actually alive and just kind of like chilling in your house or something. You know, just stands there probably, or just little Valshara style things. So that's kind of cool. It's interesting that they use that example because it's definitely not a faction I would have thought of, but I bet they have some cool decorations. So this is interesting. Seating Scarlet Throne, increased decor limit. So it looks like we will have to unlock things like that. Belmeth table, Blightfire lantern. So they're adding Belmeth stuff. Sweet. Scarlet Throne. That sounds cool. It looks cool. Blightfire lantern. I don't know what that is. Is that from like older areas, like some of the undead areas? Because that sounds kind of cool. Interesting. So there's going to be like stuff we unlock just from leveling up, as well. I'm assuming the number of houses. It sounds like the max is 10. Or sorry, not houses, rooms in our house. Sounds like the max rooms is 10. So I'm assuming we have to fill up this bar to get to the 10 rooms. I guess we'll see. Once enough tasks have been completed in an endeavor, the entire neighborhood is rewarded together with Bornos endeavor currency and neighborhood favor, as well as the ability to purchase all the decorations at the NPC, provided players have sufficient currency. Our goals for our endeavors are threefold. 1. To give the neighborhood a common goal to rally around and be rewarded for it collectively. Feels good to complete things together, and we want to encourage both synchronous and asynchronous play with your neighborhoods. 2. To give neighborhoods a choice in how things are visually presented on a larger scale, not just in individual player-owned lots. Okay, that's kind of cool. 3. Introduce some asymmetry between neighborhoods to make visiting other neighborhoods more interesting. I like that. This is just the start of what we're planning for neighborhoods and endeavors. Having a large-scale, persistent multiplayer space and the ability for players to collectively contribute to it is truly exciting for us, and we can't wait to build on it with you. What do you find most exciting? Keep the feedback coming, and we'll see you next time. I have to admit, I kind of expected something like this house level happening. I didn't realize that we would unlock furniture and other things through that as well. I don't mind that idea. I just hadn't thought of it. So that'll be interesting to see what kind of rewards we get. It does look like it's kind of some of the, not, I don't want to say generic, but just some of the like more like kind of class, or not class, the racial related stuff, but not quite like racial decor adjacent stuff, you know, like almost a night elf table, almost like a human chair or something. I don't know. I'm guessing it's like the Scarlet Monastery, the throne. I don't know. And this is like almost undead style lantern. So it sounds like it'll be kind of things like that that are a little bit more generic, could be used in a couple different types of things. So that's cool though. Looks like we'll get the lawn flamingo. I'm guessing that's the Undermine one. So that's kind of fun. I wonder how many levels there's going to be though. Is it, because it goes up to 12. So I'm assuming it would go up to 20, 25, maybe more. Do you think it goes up to 100 or 80, 60? Who knows? I want to look at a little closer at some of these. This is cool. I like this a lot. This is fun. I don't know what this is over here with like the hanging things and the hanging fire, but it's kind of fun. Decoration of some sort. I like the pools of water and the beach. This is nice. This might actually be where I build my, or this might be the type of plot I buy in the Horde neighborhood, because this is cool. I like the tropical feel. I do like the kind of more Ajara style. Again, to me, it feels kind of like autumn, the autumnal forest. I do really like that aesthetic. I just feel like this is going to be more Horde to me. I mean, obviously this is classic Horde, but I like the tropical one, I think, the most. I guess we'll see, though. I was kind of expecting Like from the pictures they had before. Here, I'm gonna open these two. From the pictures they had before of like the, and again, they've said a couple times, it's what do you call it? It's all up for change and everything, right? Oh, I deleted it. I had the picture as a screenshot. It's the one where they showed of the Horde neighborhood, and it had kind of the gray area, gray rocks and stuff. That's kind of there on the coast near Orgrimmar. And I was kind of expecting an area like that. And again, there could still be, or maybe they decided not to or whatever. So I guess we'll see. This does feel very Duskwood to me. And I really like it. It's kind of fun. It's interesting. I probably will end up more towards the autumnal kind of Westfall sort of look when it comes to the Lion side. Or maybe like right here. That's kind of cool. Like close to it. I'm assuming that's it over here. Which means that's probably south. Or over here south. But yeah, this looks really cool. This is way better and way more interesting than I was expecting for the Alliance neighborhood. I really like these cliffs and everything in the waterfall. Nice little rainbow right there. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, that's kind of all the time I have for today. But I wanted to quickly record that and get that out because that did just come out today and I was very excited about it. I might spend a little bit more time looking at this stuff and kind of have a more in-depth video in the future. We'll see. But yeah, so this has been Blizzterior Designer, and I will see you next time.